혜리님, 아까 읽고 싶었던 부분은 한번 뒷부분 읽어보도록 하겠습니다. 영어 책을 읽을까? 오케이. 이건 내일 읽어도 괜찮지 않을까 싶기도 하고, 내일 읽으면 좋을 것 같아요. 이게 너무 좋은 부분이라서, 이 책의 가장 중요한 부분이라서, 네. 일단 한글 책은 이 정도로 하고, 한번 읽어보도록 하겠습니다. 저 부분이 지금 많이 읽고 싶기는 한데 지금 약간 집중도가 떨어져 있는 상황이기 때문에 그냥 이렇게 읽기에는 아까워서 내일 저 맑은 정신으로 한번 읽어가도록 하겠습니다. 자, why use effective communication? Effective communication will achieve two goals. To choose the right partner. 맞아요. That's correct. Effective communication is the quickest, most direct way to determine whether your prospect partner will be able to meet your needs. Your daily response to effective communication can reveal more in 5 minutes than you could learn in months of dating without any kind of discourse. If the other person shows a sincere wish to understand your needs and put your well-being first, your future together has promise. If he or she brushes your concern aside as insignificant or makes you feel inadequate, foolish, or self-indulgent, you can conclude that this person doesn't sincerely have your best interests in mind and that you're probably incompatible. Okay, to make sure your needs are met in relationship, whether it is brand new one or one of long-standing, by spelling out your needs, you are making it a lot easier for your partner to meet them. He or she doesn't need to guess whether something is bothering you or what that something is. The beauty of effective communication is that it allows you to turn a supposed weakness into asset. If you need to reassure a lot that your partner loves you and is attracted to you, at least in the initial phase of relationship, instead of trying to conceal this wish because it is not socially accepted to sound so needy, you state it as a given. When presented this way, you don't come off as either weak or needy, but as self-confident and assertive. Of course, effective communication means that you communicate in a way that is inoffensive and does not put your partner on the spot, but allows them to be open your way without feeling attacked, criticized, and blamed. Another advantage of effective communication is that it provides a role model for your partner. You set the tone for the relationship as one in which you can both be honest and which has been sacred responsibility to look out for the other's well-being. Once your partner sees that you can be so open, he or she will follow suit. As you saw in chapter 8, it's never too late to start using effective communication to improve your relationship. It's one of the most powerful tools to secure people use it in their everyday life with their partner and kids at work. It can really transform the way you handle yourself within people around you. Judging the response with effective communication, you might not be able to solve a problem or resolve your differences in one shot, but you can judge immediately how important your well-being is to your partner. Does he try to get to the bottom of your concerns? Does he respond to the issue at hand, and does he try to dodge you? Does he take your concerns seriously, or does he try to belittle you to make you feel foolish or raised in them? Does he try to find ways to make you feel better, or she's only busy acting defensive? Is he replying to your concerns only factual? Is it in a court of law? Or is he also tuned with your emotional well-being? If your partner is responsive and generally concerned about your happiness and security, you have a green light to go ahead with the relationship. If, however, your partner tries to invade important topics, acts defensively, or makes you feel foolish or needy, you should heed it as a serious warning sign. Effective communication almost seems like a no-brainer. After all people can do in one stage is set their mind to it, right? Yes. Well, yes, as long as they're secure. Often insecure people cannot get in touch with what is really bothering them. They get overwhelmed by emotion and lash out. Studies show that people with a secure attachment style don't react so strongly, don't get overwhelmed as easily, and they can thus calmly and effect communication their own feeling and tend to needs of their partner. Secure people also believe that they are worthy of love and affection, and expect their partners to be responsive and caring. With these beliefs, it is easy to see why they don't let negative thoughts take over, how they can stay calm and collected and assume the other person will react positively. In fact, this attitude can be infectious. Nancy Cons of University of California, Santa Barbara, whose main research interests include social and cognitive processes that shape the close relationships in adulthood, and in fact, that these processes have on health and well-being. Together with Stephen Reeves of University of Southern California, who studies in the neutral network models of social reasoning and behavior, found that people with an insecure attachment that seems to function as effective communication coach. They report being good at getting others to open up and to talk about personal things. But what happens if you're not secure? Okay, if you're anxious, when you start to feel something is bothering you in your relationship, you tend to quickly get flooded with negative emotions and thinking in extremes. Unlike your secure counterpart, you don't expect your partner to respond positively, but anticipate an opposite. You perceive the relationship as something fragile and unstable that can collapse at the moment. These thoughts and assumptions make it hard for you to express your needs effectively. When you finally talk to your partner, you often do it in a way that is explosive, accusatory, critical, and threatening. Rather than giving you a reassurance you're seeking, your partner may withdraw. In fact, Collins and recommends them that in their study, men who date an anxious partner report self-disclosing less often, and the rate of the general level of communication is lower than others. The result is that after expressing your needs in a way that pushes your partner away, instead of using effective communication, you then resort to protest behavior, expressing your need for closeness and the reassurance by acting out. By doing so, you miss out on all of the benefits of this powerful tool. Unlike effective communication, protect behavior never gives you an opportunity to unequivocally address your concerns. Your partner may respond negatively, but they're never sure if he or she is responding to your needs or to your protest behavior. Say, for example, that you call your partner's cell phone instantly because you fear he's cheating. He decided that he had enough and breaks up with you. You are left in a second guessing, wondering if you actually pushed him away by acting so clingy, or if he decided that he really just didn't work right for him. You don't get an answer to your original concern, which is whether he cares enough to listen to your worries, reassure you, and do whatever it takes to make you feel safe and loved. Therefore, despite your understandable fear of getting hurt, we advise you to avoid protest behavior by taking a leap of faith and adopting effective communication. We can honestly say that everyone we've known who has used effective communication has been grateful for it in the long run. Often, effective communication brings about huge relief by showing you just and how strangely your partner feels about you, and by strengthening the bond between you two. And even though in some instances the response may not be what you hoped for, and that you will convinced that you ruined everything, if when he has said or done something else, he would surely have come around. We never heard anyone say in a retrospect that they regretting raising an important issue in a dating or relationship setting. In fact, they overwhelmingly express gratitude that effective communication got them there and once the closer to the long-term goal of either finding the right person or strengthening their existing bond. Take Kelly for example. She was planning a romantic walk with Steve Cross in a Brooklyn Bridge on a sunny Saturday. Okay, if you're avoidant. Although there is nothing different, two people correspond their understanding and being understood by each other, effective communication has something to offer the avoidant person as well. As someone with an attachment style, you are often unaware of your need for distance and separateness. You feel the need to get away, but don't understand why. When you get that feeling, you may assume that you are beginning to be less attracted to your partner, in which case, what is there to talk about? He or she is probably not the one, so why prolong the agony? But then you find yourself in a failed relationship after another, repeating the same cycle again and again. If you are avoidant, the first step there is an acknowledging your need for space, whether emotional or physical. When things get too close, and then learn how to communicate the need, explain to your partner in advance that you needed some time alone when you feel things are getting too mushy, and that it's not problem with him or her, but rather your own need in your relationship. This bit of important. This should curl the worseness of calm, their attractive system. They are then less likely to intensify their efforts to draw close to you, which is what makes it uncomfortable the most. Thus, there is a very chance you will avoid a full-blown pursuit withdrawing dynamic with your partner. Anders, who has a avoidant attachment style, has been married to Monica for about 25 years. When he discovered he had a slightly progressive and autoimmune condition, it was incurable. He was told at a given age his life expectancy would probably not be severely impaired. Okay, here's more report. Using effective communication to ensure your needs are met in a relationship. Monica and Greg have been going together a couple of months, and on the 4th of July around the corner, Monica plans to celebrate dinner with a group of friends, but she hasn't invited Greg to join her, at least not yet. Greg is becoming more and more upset by this. Okay. But what if Greg uses effective communication? He has anxious attachment style, and the kind of dialogue required in effective communication does not come naturally to him. He is more accustomed to turning protest behavior. He decides, however, to take a different approach. He turns to Monique. I'd like to spend the 4th of July together. Would you like to come with me and my friends, or would you prefer that I join you? Monique responds that she hadn't thought of inviting him because spending an evening with her close crowd from high school didn't sound like the kind of thing he'd enjoy. But he was thinking, why not? A simple question got Greg the answer that he wanted. Even more significantly, after that first successful proceeding, They both find it easier to talk openly to each other. Okay, when should I use effective communication? When asked when to use effective communication, our automatic response is always, but then we often hear, do I have been bring up every single relationship is right away? I'm anxious. They would mean expressing every worry and doubt that cross my mind, and God knows there are plenty of them. Usually, if you address things that are bothering you from the go-go, and there is a positive response, your whole demeanor will change. Words appears in the surface more when you are communicating your concerns and are letting things build up. But at least until you feel completely comfortable using effective communication, we suggest following this basic rule of thumb. If you're anxious, turn to effective communication when you feel you're starting to resort to protest behavior. When something your partner has said or done, or refrained from saying or doing, has activated your attachment system to a point where you feel you're on the verge of acting out by not answering his or her calls, threatening to leave, or engaging in any other form of protest behavior, stop yourself. Then figure out what your real needs are, and use effective communication instead. Only after the door really calm down, which was some anxious and sometimes take a day or two. If you're avoidant, the surefire sign that you need effective communication is when you feel an irresponsible need to vote. Use effective communication to explain to your partner that you need some space and you'd like to find a way doing so that it's acceptable to him or her. Suggesting a few alternatives, making sure that the other person's needs are taken care. By doing so, you are more likely to get the breathing space you need. It's never too late to use effective communication, even if you start off on the wrong foot. Okay, this example. Okay, the 5 principles of effective communication. Like the concept of effective communication, the principles are also very straightforward. Wear your heart on your sleeve. Effective communication requires being genuine and completely honest about your feelings. Be emotionally brave. Focus on your needs. Okay? Emotionally brave. Genuine. Requesting being genuine and completely honest about your feelings. Okay? Wear your heart on your sleeve. Effective communication requires being genuine and completely honest with your feelings. Be emotionally brave. Focus on your needs. The idea is to get your need across. When expressing your need, you're always referring to needs that take your partner's well-being into consideration as well. If they end up hurting him or her, you're sure to get too hurt. After all, you and your partner are emotional unit. When expressing your needs, it's a help to use verbs such as need, feel, and want, which focus on what you're trying to accomplish and not on your partner's shortcomings. I need to feel confident in the relationship. When you chat up the waitress, I feel like I'm on thin ice. Oh, I feel developed when you contradict me in front of your friends. I need to feel that you respect my opinion. I want to know I can trust you. When you go to bars with your friends, I worry a lot that you're gonna cheat on me. Oh my gosh. Terrible. Be specific. If you speak in general terms, your partner may not understand exactly what you really need, which may lower his or her chances of getting it right. State precisely what is bothering you. When you don't stay the night, when you don't check on me every day, when you said you loved me and then took it back. Don't blame. Never make your partner feel selfish, incompetent, or inadequate. Effective communication is not about highlighting the other person's shortcomings and making accusations will quickly lead you away from the point and the internal dueling match. Make sure to find time when you're calm to discuss things. You will find that attempting to use effective communication when you're on the verge of exploding in a contradiction in terms, you will most likely sound angry or judgmental. Be assertive and not apologetic. Your relationship needs to are valid, period. Though people with different attachment styles may not see your concerns as legitimate, they're essential for your happiness, and expressing them authentically is crucial to effective communication. This point is especially important if you have an anxious attachment style, because our culture encourages you to believe that many of your needs are illegitimate. Illegitimate. But whether they are legitimate or not, and for someone else is beside the point. They're essential for your happiness, and that is what's important. Okay, getting started. When you're not used to better communication, it can be extremely helpful to formulate a script or message you want to convey. It's best not to attempt this when you're upset, and it's also important to ignore the advice of friends who suggest direct methods of trying to get your needs met, such as making your partner jealous. If possible, ask your designated person or friend who has a secure attachment style or who is familiar with principles of effective communication to help you compose the right words. When you are sure of content, recite it to yourself until you feel comfortable with the way it sounds. Having everything written down can help you get over fears about getting cold feet or forgetting your lines, and make it easier for you to address your partner with confidence. Once you get a hang of it and experience a positive effect it has on your life, and using effective communication will become second nature. Exercise. Answer the following questions to determine topic of your script. Why do you feel uneasy or insecure, activated or deactivated in this relationship? What specific actions of a partner made me feel this way? Okay. What specific action by a partner would make me feel more secure and loved? Okay. Which type of actions do I feel most comfortable bringing up and discussing? Use your response to this last question to guide you toward the topic of your first effective communication. Now create a short script that focuses on the issue while adhering to 5 principles of effective communication. Situation: he's very busy at work and hardly get to see him. Okay. For things out, 5 second principles of dealing with a conflict. Can fighting make us happier? A major misconception of conflict in a romantic relationship is that people in good relationships should fight very little. There's expectations that, if well matched, you and your partner will see eye to eye on most matters and argue rarely, if at all. Sometimes arguments are even considered to be proof that two are incompatible or that the relationship is railing. Attachment theory shows us that these assumptions are unsubstantiated. All couples, even secure ones, have their fair share of fights. They thus distinguish between couples and affect their satisfaction level in their relationships. It's not how much they disagree, but how they disagree and what they disagree about. Attachment researchers have learned that conflict can serve as an opportunity for couples to get closure and deepen their bond. There are 2 main kinds of conflict: the bread and butter types and the intimacy in the center of the type. In Chapter 8, we witnessed what happens when people with They maturely oppose an intimacy need to get together, and they, despite their best intentions, struggle to find a common ground. We saw how this conflict needs can spill over into every area of life, often results in one party making all of the concessions. Bread and butter conflicts are typically devoid of the intimacy struggles. Okay. Bread and butter conflicts. As the name suggests, bread and butter conflicts are those disputes are the inevitably arise when separable and the personalities share daily life, which is hard to watch. What temperature to set, the air conditioning on, and whether to order. Chinese or Indian. Such disagreements are actually good because they force you to live in relation to someone else and learn to compromise. One of the cruelest punishments as a human being can endure solitary confinement. We are social creatures and live best in relation to others. Although at times being reflects of inner thinking and actions means stepping outside of your comfort zone, it keeps our minds young and active, even allowing brain cells to regenerate. But what looks good on paper, taking other needs and preferences into account, even when they oppose our own, isn't always easy to carry out. Interestingly, people within a securitism style instinctively know how to do this. They are able to lower the heat during argument and to take the edge out during escalating conflict. If you ever find yourself in caught off guard during a disagreement by the other person showing genuine interest in your concerns and a willingness to consider them, you were probably disagreeing with someone secure. But it's a natural inclination and helpful for those of us who haven't been bestowed with these skills. Actually, when we take a closer look, we can see that there is a method behind the security instinctive behavior. It's less about the magical powers than about their helpful practices. Not only have we identified 5 specific actions in people within a securitism style use the disputes and resolve conflict, but we believe that they can be learned. Although attachment theory has proven time and again that when it comes to attachment style, we are malleable, and it's never too late to learn a new relationship skill. Okay, let's take a closer look at 5 principles that secure people use when they're having a disagreement with their partner. 5 secure principles to resolve conflict. 1. Show basic concern for other persons and well-being. 2. Maintain focus on a problem at hand. 3. Refrain from generalizing a conflict. 4. Be willing to engage. 5. Effectively communicate feelings and needs. Show basic concern for the other person's well-being. It causes in a brochure. Frank lives in outdoor. Okay, it's all examples, so I don't need to put the. Okay. Why insecure people don't approach conflict head on? Several aspects are anxious and avoidant mindsets make it difficult for them to adopt secure conflict resolution principles. For the anxious, conflict is triggered by the basic concerns about their partner's responsiveness and their need, and about rejections and abandonment. When a dispute arises, they experience many negative thoughts and react by using protest behavior aimed to getting their partner's attention. They may make a strong accusation cry or give their partners a silent treatment. Fearful that their partner is likely to be inattentive to their needs, they feel they need to really leave their mark in order to be heard. Their response, though often dramatic, is usually ineffective. People with avoidant attachment style are also threatened by the possibility that their mate won't really be there for them when needed. However, to deal with these beliefs, they adopt the opposite approach. They suppress their need for intimacy by shutting down emotionally and adopting a defensive era of independence. The more personal the conflict becomes, the stronger their urge grows and distance themselves from the situation. To do this, there, the activating strategies such as finding fault with your partner in order to feel less close to him or her. Another step by Gary Creasy, together with their graduate students in the time, Katie Christian and Ada Boston, found that both anxious people and avoidant people using fewer positive conflict resolution tactics express more aggression and tend more toward withdrawal and escalating a conflict than secure people. Perhaps there are similarities in their attitude toward conflict, that is, their basic belief in their partner's unavailability and their difficulty expressing their needs to effectively explain this finding. Okay, example, the workshop. Okay. Epilogue. For us, the most important take-home message from this book is relationships should not be left to chance. Relationships are one of the most rewarding of human experiences, above and beyond other gifts that life has to offer. In fact, one study found that 73% of our 300 university students and participants were willing to sacrifice the majority of their goals in life for the romantic relationship. But despite the importance we assign to our most intimate bonds, most of us still know very little about the sense beyond romantic relationships and allow ourselves all too often to be guided by misconceptions and myths. Even the two of us, having thoroughly studied and the science behind adult attachment styles, occasionally find ourselves falling into the familiar patterns of thinking when we hear a sudden love story or watch a romantic movie that pushes all the buttons. 맞아요. We recently saw popular boy meets girl film that did just that. A young man falls passionately in love with a beautiful and intelligent woman. He becomes accustomed that is to spend the rest of his life with her. She, on the other hand, is determined to stay free and unattached. And tells him so from the start. Throughout the story, she sends mixed messages. He floods and disdains him alone, which allows him to keep hoping for a happy ending. But in an after a Hollywood twist, the she precedes her. He later discovers that he has gone to marry the man of the dreams of living happily ever after. Our first reaction, along with the rest of the audience, wasn't falling in love with the woman. She was a strong, passionate, independent, a truly free spirit. And she was honest that she warned him in advance that she wasn't looking for a serious relationship. We certainly couldn't fault her for that. Besides, he obviously just wasn't the one for her after he were told in the later part of the one. For much of the movie, we were also enthralled with the romantic possibility that she might abandon him and he would win her over. Although the film started with a spoiler saying that it was not a love story, we never stopped wishing for it as two stars and rip off right off into the sunset together. But on second thought, we quickly realized we had a buy into every possible relationship and fallacy. Even we, with our professional understanding of science behind romantic behavior, had reverted to our old and very unhelpful beliefs. We allowed some deeply ingrained misconceptions to influence our thinking. The first misconception is that everybody has the same capacity for intimacy. We're being raised to believe that every person can fall deeply in love. This part might well be true, and that when this happens, he or she will be transformed into a different person. This part is not. regardless of what they're like before. When people find the one they supposedly become adoring, faithful, supportive partners, free of quarrels about the relationship, it's an example to forget that in fact the people have a different capacity for intimacy. Oh, and when one person's need for closeness is met with another person's need for independence and the distance, a lot of unhappiness ensures. By being cognizant of the fact that both you can navigate each other better in the dating world and find someone with intimate needs and similar to your own. If you're unattached or originally entirely new understanding of what deeply needs in an existing relationship, a first and necessary step toward steering in a more secure direction. The second common misconception we fell victim to is that marriage is the be all and end all. Romantic stories tend to end there, and we are tempted to believe that someone get married is unequivocal proof of the power of love to transform. That the decision to marry means that they are ready for the true closeness and emotional relationship. We don't like to admit people might enter marriage without having these goals in mind, let alone the ability to achieve them. We want to believe, as we had hoped for in the movie, that once married, everyone can change and treat his or her spouse like loyalty, especially if two people are deeply in love with each other. In this book, however, we've been shown a mismatched attachment style can lead to the greater of unhappiness in marriage, even for people who love each other greatly. If you're in such a relationship, don't feel guilty for feeling incompetent, complete, or unsatisfied. After all, your masturbation is often the right humor, and the love alone isn't enough to make the relationship work. If you read this book and understand where you are coming from in terms of attachment styles, you can now tackle this problem from a completely different angle. The third hard-to-shake misconception we fell for that we alone are responsible for our emotional needs and they are not our partner responsibility. When potential partner, okay, once we let go of this delusion, the movie, like in many situations in life, take on a different meaning. The storyline becomes unpredictable and lost much of it and mystical. Don't lose sight of these facts. Your attachment needs to be legitimate. You shouldn't feel bad for it depending on a partner you're close to isn't a part of your genetic makeup. A relationship from a attachment perspective should make you feel more self-confident and give you peace of mind. If it doesn't, this is a wake-up call. And above all, remain true to your authentic self. Playing games will only distance you from the ultimate goal of finding true happiness, be it with your current partner or with someone else. We hope you will use the relationship wisdom distilled in this book. For more than 2 decades of research and finding happiness in your romantic connections and to soar in all aspects of your life. If you follow the attachment principles we have outlined, you will be actively giving yourself the best shot at finding and keeping a deeply gratifying love instead of leaving one of the most important aspects of your life to chance.